Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, welcome back to the show that you thought you forgot about, but you really didn't forget about, because some people have been hitting me up like, hey, bro, like, you and Walt still cool, man? Y'all still doing the show? You goddamn right we still cool, all right? Listen, we might argue about semantics and the Big Ten and the fact that Northwestern has a hazing allegation going on. We're not going to talk about that right now. We might argue about Bama and the fact that Nick Saban is the GOAT and is unquestioned. We might argue about a bunch. But, bitch, you can't do it. All right, listen, we are back with another wonderful episode of What's Good America. I am C. Turner, and I am humbly talking to the man who was next to the man today, the man who was literally next to a GOAT today. We're not talking about Haran O'Neal. That was coming. All right. We got to give that man a little time.
Shout out H to the Izzo. Shout out H to the Izzo.
We got to give him a little time to decompress. He got family stuff to take care of. We're going to talk to O. We're going to talk to him. But we are talking to James Dick Game Madison Walton III. Now, listen, they say when you grow up, like, you should never meet your heroes, never meet the legends. In some situations, that don't matter. This situation is the one where it don't matter. Now, I got my GOAT story, but I'm going to let Walt go first because his just happened hours ago.
All right, America. First and foremost, damn, it's been a minute, dude. I tell you what, this parenting shit is crazy. You know what? I used to sit here and go, man, I'm going to try to do as good as these guys. I don't know if I'm doing as well as y'all, man, because I swear to God, I can't answer the phone half the time. This was
rough, man.
2023 was supposed to be the year of prioritizing my wife, my kid, and this show. I've done 2 out of 3.
Right,
this shit is crazy. This shit is crazy. As my baby is napping over there, shout out to the wife. Got around the block a little bit, realized, you know what, I want to get the baby heat rash. But listen, man, this topic is going to start on what happened today. I can't make this up. You should know. First of all, I got on a rec league shirt. that is what flavor? This is like a peachy O-ring flavor. Yeah. Chris Turner technically has on a matching tank top.
Yeah.
With the 24-inch pythons out. So it's like,
this wasn't planned.
We didn't plan this. And I give my wife credit. She said, babe, you got to talk. You can't go do your normal put on a crazy T-shirt type deal. You got to talk in the shit you was talking to with what happened. You know what? It gets better and better when you realize you married somebody way, way, way damn smarter than you. And this story is going to lead into what I think the topic should be. Because actually, I'm going to talk about the topic first. And then I'm going to tell the story of today. Let's just discuss why we're getting the phone. I have come to realize that, and I think you the same way, just the experiences you've had as a player and where we've lived as, you know, as adults in our lives, that you have these opportunities that are special. And this is basically, when you see this title on YouTube, I think we actually might get this one all the way to Spotify. I'm going to be pumped about that if we actually don't get cut off on this shit. And the topic of this is going to be how to properly talk to celebrities. This is why we're talking about this, because this whole story, which I will try to tell in 10 minutes so we can get into Chris's GOAT situation for him, and he can probably explain the same thing, is exactly, if we did this more often in life, we would have even more great experiences with these great people. So let's just, first and foremost, you see the Niners shit. Let's just go ahead and say it. I met Jerry Rice today. It was fucking incredible. And he had an aura. He did. It was his like
aura. You don't like that shit around him?
It was like dark purple. Like he had an aura. And I don't know, because I just like, okay, all right, so let me break it down, right? So first and foremost, you know, got a big braggadocious golf scramble happening on Saturday with some of my college teammates. So shout out to the Bulldogs and the BDC because this will probably get published before Saturday. Chris is gonna make sure that this goes out. He might even tag like, give me some of your friends. I'm tagging them in all this.
I'll put any and everybody in for the
so,
Truman State University.
So I got to shout out my Bulldog guys, specifically my partner, Cole Voigt, aka Jolly Joel. I got to shout out Ryan Bonner, aka Mr. Personality. Got to shout out Daryl Reddick, aka Fat Magic. Got to got to shout out my boy Jason Douglas, aka Rick Fox, aka Franco Harris, aka Chingy. And I got to shout out my boy Chandler Terry, aka the other CT in my life, aka Chan, aka TC, because when that dude gets drunk and he be drinking Crown, you don't know what's gonna happen. That shit gets backwards in the mug. So I got to shout out my Bulldog guys I'm gonna be hanging out with next couple of days. So I'm getting ready. I'm hitting balls. I haven't, me and Chris got a chance to hang out, talk shit to each other. I mean, shit, a month ago. It's been that long, and so I haven't played golf since then, and the golf was erratic. So I said, you know what? I'm getting ready to go talk this shit with these guys. Let me go hit some golf balls. I was by Stanford doing some work, got off early enough to go do that. So I went over to Stanford's practice center. Shout out Stanford. And I'm over there. The first 15 balls I hit, Chris, I'm flushing these things, man. Just hitting these pretty high wedges, 115 out. Got the Scotty Scheffler, Tiger Woods interlock. I'm just feeling good. I'm like, man, I have figured this shit out. This is going to be good, right? First 10 minutes, smooth. And then I get to a 52-degree wedge. And it starts getting a little erratic. Couple slices. Bring it back. I'm good. Pick up the pitch, and it starts going wrong. And as I start shanking, the GOAT walks into this mud. Now, the irony, I told Callie this. So this is like a repeat. I've told her the story 3 times today. So, so the irony of this, I had a guy who actually was from across the pond. I couldn't tell if his accent, because I had my headphones in and out, and I was taking him in and out because he was very nice. Couldn't tell if he was from like England or if he was from Scotland or Ireland, but he had one of those accents. He was very nice. But I mean, I was shanking that bad. Like, he was next to me. He moved to an empty bay away from me. Like, that's how bad this was going. Like, I'm going to make fun of myself in this. Like, so this is how bad, like, this is how you know, America, this is how you know I'm telling the truth, because I don't have any picture proof. No, this is exactly what happened. So he had moved over. So all of a sudden, and I was like, I don't blame him. I might fucking hit this guy. Laterally. Like, Chris, it was bad. It was really bad.
That's bad. That's bad.
But because of his move, he opened the spot. And here walks next to me with a purple aura, the motherfucking GOAT. And I looked and I was like, oh, he's somebody. Like, when somebody walks up on you,
right,
and you can just sense millions of dollars.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, he's somebody. And then I glanced back and I listen. He is like I'm going to name the people that legitimately could have on clothes like this, and you'll get what I'm saying. Wayne Gretzky, Michael Jordan, Tom Brady, Lionel Messi, Cristiano Ronaldo, Goat Woods. This dude had on some smooth, like Nike fit. It was gray with blue lettering. The shorts match had lettering, and it just had greatest of all time, just like in different spots of it. I was like, this is the coolest motherfucker I've ever met in my life. Had the black rubber band on that said greatest of all time. Didn't say GOAT on it. Had it spelt out, and it was a black rubber band, big old white lettering. Like, the lettering took up the width of the. Normally you get the lettering and there's still like a little bit of like a millimeter of space. Nah, His letters were there, so like, he was letting. That's the beauty of Jerry Rice. That's him letting you know. They say I'm the GOAT. I'm taking that shit. I'm running with it. Because LT is
I agree. They call me the GOAT, and I agree.
Hey, Mama named him Clay. I'm calling Clay. So I've already drinking 2 beers. That's how excited I am. You can hear how excited I am. And Callie's like, I can't believe the kid is still sleeping right now. That's how loud I am telling the story. She's like, oh God, give the kid a nap. Anyway,
Sorry, Callie.
that's all right. This was her idea. We wouldn't be doing this if she didn't bring it up. So I'm sitting here and I'm going, well, oh my God, it's Jerry Rice. And like everybody has these moments in their life. I don't know what it is. Maybe it's a big speech, maybe it's a big performance, something you've been working on, you got your nerves up for it. Like you have all these things and you have all this going on in this area. You know, it doesn't matter what it is. I haven't been that. We played 2 championship games together and won, and I didn't feel any of that energy. I won a national championship. Never felt this.
Nothing.
Like the closest I said, Callie, outside of us getting married, our baby being born, I would say when I met Jordan the second time, nothing's compared to this. So me and Chris Turner talked on the phone before this happened. Like, you have to analyze this. And mind you, I have shanked balls for the last 5 minutes in front of the goat. Just shanking these golf balls. They're going 25 yards. Just clink, clink. Fuck. Ugh. So Chris Turner asked me this question. Go ahead and ask me the question you asked me on the phone, Chris.
So I asked, and this is going to tie into my story when it's my turn. Like, yo, like, did you take a picture with them? Because and it's more for the podcast and more for like so we can post stuff like that and everything. But at the same time, it's more so because you being a wide receiver, meeting the wide receiver.
Yeah. I mean, there's 2 guys for me. My football game is based off 2 guys. So obviously, and we've talked about that. But you know, the dude's the GOAT. Like, you know.
Right.
So the answer to the question, that first question was, I didn't. But I knew why I didn't. And this is why this is the topic of the day. And this is what you have to learn. And this is what's happened to us. The truth of this is what's happened to America. So that one. And then what was the second question you asked me after that? Do you remember?
No, what was the second?
You said, what did you say to him?
Oh, yeah.
Like, please, God, tell me you said something. So, America, this is what I said. In typical James Walton form, which is going to be opposite of how this is going to sound when it comes off. You always start with humility and self-deprecating comedy. That's how I roll when I meet somebody that I know is I have no business being within 100 feet of you. Inside, I'm going, Jerry! It's the go! But on the outside, I got to go, yo, you'll never get this chance again.
No.
You know, with Michael Jordan, you made a joke about, you know, getting a beer, and that gave you a 5-minute conversation with that goat. What are you going to say to Jerry Rice? Well, here I am on the golf course, and you know what I said to Jerry? I said, looked at him, I said, there's nothing like shanking in front of your hero. Those are my first words of Jerry Rice. And Jerry Rice giggled. And then he literally said, hey, man, it's a tough game. Tough game. That's why I'm out here doing what I do. Like, I'm out here working on it just like you. Meanwhile, Jerry Rice is like carrying Jerry Rice is in his 60s. He's carrying. He's hitting his driver, and he's carrying this thing about 250. And he's mad. He's like, I don't hit it.
He's legitimately casually showing off.
Yeah, just like and hitting a draw, it's sexy. Like there's like this yellow pin out there, and it's carrying like 240 to 250. This man is 62 years old and played in the NFL for 21 years. Like his body is wrecked. He's had knee surgeries and everything. This dude, and literally, if you looked at the 2 of us, I look like I'm 60 something, and Jerry Rice looked 40, like straight up, like straight the fuck up. So it's like, all right, I got my thing off with the GOAT. Like I said something to him, and he smiled, and he said something back to me. I was like, all right, well now I feel like my God, it didn't. Okay, the shanks kept coming, America. Like the shanks didn't stop.
That
But I'm
didn't
like,
stop. That
they didn't. They just kept coming, right? Every once in a while, ball. I just got to the point. I was like, I might as well just hit the 60-degree wedge. At least I can look like I can hit a golf shot every 15 shanks. But then I talked to him about the mentality of golf, and I asked him about it because I was like, well, I want to ask him one football question, but I wanted to keep it to what we're doing because, like, he's giving me the space to talk to him, and I'm not bothering him every 30 seconds, which I'll get
Right.
to in a second. So I asked him. Hey, goat. Well, I didn't say hey, goat. I just asked him. I'm ad libbing the hey goat shit. But I said, so when I had a chance when he was kind of backing off, I looked at him and he was really nice. I said, hey, is this like the closest mentally, like this game and approaching the shot? Is it the closest you get to like the mental that you feel out on the field? Because I feel that way about golf. It's the one thing that gives me a rush every shot. If I hit a great shot, I do something like what I should do, put the ball out 300 and like I'm like 90 yards away from like having a birdie. It's like, all right, whew, gotta harness
Right.
this in. Everything we've
It's
worked
go
on,
time.
you know what it is. And he said, yeah, it is. He said the only difference is that because of your athleticism, you know what I mean? With football, you can overcome all that stuff because you're athletic and he talked about how much he worked on his routes too. He's like, I worked. And like the way he said it, it's kind of like he knew I knew. I was like, come on, man. I know, I know your discography. Like which is a beauty. And a key to talking to somebody of that, this is, like, how do you do this? It's like you meet your favorite like indie band lead singer, and then there's talking to Beyonce. Like you're not like you got to treat these things a certain way. You know what I mean?
I love the vast difference in the comparison. Like,
Okay, I'll give it to you this way. This is gonna make you laugh. This is exactly how you do this. There's a difference between talking to Mr. Saturday Night in Billings and then Jerry Rice shows up to do autograph signing. Like there's just a difference.
yeah, yeah.
Even better when Terrell was in town. It's just a different
Yeah.
way. I wasn't there, but I heard that was a different night. I heard that was a special night. Shout out TL. So I'm having these conversations, like, and it's like, dude, I just had a conversation. Then I asked him about the ACC. I asked him about the American Century Championship. I asked if he was there. So he just went on and he talked about Steph, and he just was amazed by Steph and like how far Steph's game is and what he did to win. And it was amazing to listen to the GOAT talk about somebody handling pressure. And it's like, man, Jerry Rice is telling me about Steph Curry. This is amazing. It was dope. And then a post, like a mailman was delivering mail. Oh, hello, Mr. Rice. And Jerry's working on his fucking shit, right? He's working on his shit. Hello, Mr. Rice. And Jerry's like, hey, how you doing? Like he's cool with the hey, how you doing? It's nice and then he keeps going, and Jerry's like, not right now, man. Like, I'm working on my game. Like this,
Right.
golf is 90% mental.
Yeah.
And that's what he's doing. He's working on his mental athletic stuff because he can't play the game. And he said that's why he loves golf because golf's close to that. Because mentally, it's like getting back in the pocket, and he was such a precision player. That's why I think he loves golf the way he does. And I think it's the way that we all love it. And also makes us all curse each other out because it's like, man, Chris is probably like, man, put the center around me real quick. I got one more bull. You know what I'm saying? So just that type of shit, right? And just amazing, man. You would just see people come up and ask for stuff, and he would go, not right now. And then when he would do it, he'd say, you know what? He'd go back and he'd talk to him. And it was amazing that he would do that. And I would say under my breath, and he could hear me, I go, like, they just never learned, Jerry. Like, this place is sacred. You do not mess with people on golf ranges. You just don't. And mind you, I'm talking. I've been talking to the guy for 20 minutes on and off. But what am I talking about with him, Chris?
The game
Talk,
itself.
talking about golf. So then we start talking about his swing. Like he just sees me. I'm over there just struck. Like, well, again, I'm 40 shanks in now.
Bro, it's nothing like choking in
in
front
front of
of
your
your
heroes. You got
like
it.
it's just
You got it. This is the game I'm passionate about. Like this is the thing I would do every day if I was rich. If I would have hit that $1 billion Powerball that somebody hit last night, shout out to whoever that was. If I'd have hit that, what would I be doing today? You know what the hell I'd be doing. I'd have played 18
oh
today
yeah.
and would have broke every
I'm
club and would have broke every
I'm
club in my bag.
buying the course. I am buying the damn course.
So you just don't. And I just made the joke. I was like, man, they don't realize like this place is sacred. Like you don't. You want to talk golf with me? I'll talk golf with you all day. But this is not the place I want to take a picture with you. I don't want to
No.
sign an autograph in this area. Maybe in the parking lot, sure. Like I've got my work in, I've done my thing, like I've relaxed. So then he comes over and he kind of pulls me closer, man. And we were just talking about his swing. So he's breaking down the things he was working on. And he was talking about, like, you kind of see me, I've got that slow back here. And he said something to the line. He said something to the akin of, guys like us. And I said, he said us. I'm good.
I'm done. We're good
I'm
here.
done.
We're done here, folks.
It's like Jerry doesn't even know that I wore 80 my sophomore year in high school. Like Jerry doesn't know that that's how I met my wife. It's the only reason I met my wife is because I was for 2 years. Actually, no, I'm gonna go longer, pissing people off. But anyway, I don't want to do that. It's about me and Jerry. It's about our topic. Well, yeah. Anyway, but it's like, but he said us. I'm like, that's as good as the Peter Work story, which I might have to tell after this. But and he said, hey, I'm just trying to be faster. And I said, yeah, because you got that Hideki pause on top. And he laughed. He was like, yeah, you saw that. I was like, yeah. I was in my head. I'm like, yeah, Jerry, I ain't hitting it very well, but I know why I'm not hitting it very well. Like I get the game. Like I love the game. I really much suck. And then one of his teammates was there, Toy Cook, who I had a chance to play with my wife. He was on the Niners team. He's a DB for them. Nice guy. We took a picture with Toy. He actually offered to take a picture with us, which was great. And I love Toy Cook. He's a really nice guy. Stanford all time. He's like Stanford Hall of Fame. He's a great player. Played like 9 years. Was on the Niners team with Jerry. So him and Jerry were talking. And then Jerry actually walked over me and told me what Toy said, which was amazing. And I'll leave that to that because I love Toy. He's a great guy. So like Jerry Rice was coming over to just say stuff to me. And I'm like, dude, this is like nobody is going to believe this except like my friends that actually know that this random things will have and do happen to me. And then I finished through all these balls. We got to get to your GOAT story. We're already, this shit's getting long. I couldn't help it.
You're good.
So at the end, I'm starting to lift some balls. I'm getting better with the shorter clubs, which in my head, I'm like, I'm cool, man. Like if I can lift the driver off the ground when I get there Saturday, like if I can keep the long irons out of my hand, like I have a chance to help my partner, right? Anyway, so the last ball I hit, shake. So I go get another ball was close to me that had been there the whole time. Hit the 60-degree, get it up in the air about 100 yards. And as I'm getting ready to put my clubs away, Jerry goes, hey, man, you want a few more balls? And I go, I think I should end on a positive note, man. It's been a rough day. He laughed. He was like, yeah, that's probably a good job. But he did tell me this. He said, I think you're going to win your thing. And I was like, you're too kind. I don't know the way I'm hitting the ball. I don't know if I'm winning shit, Jerry. And then I dapped him up and I just said, hey, GOAT, man, thanks for your time, man. I appreciate it. He dapped me. He said, I'll see you soon. So the only way we can confirm this is if I happen to somehow get into the rich part of the Niner Stadium this year. If Jerry Rice sees me and he goes, hey, I remember you from the Stanford. How'd that golf match go? So
done.
And my wife will be there. I'll have confirmation because the wife will be there. And that shit lasted for an hour, bro. Like I got to spend an hour next to a GOAT like that. People don't, people like me. I'm not going to say you because you are a GOAT. and you know what I'm saying, if we want to be 100 about it, like you've done some GOAT stuff. You know, like people like me don't get those opportunities, man. And it's like, man, like to me, it's like kissing, like getting a kiss from the Pope on the forehead, man. Like I'm good. I was already good, but now I'm really fucking good. There's nothing you can say. What else is going to happen? And I'm 40 years old, and I've met Jordan and Jerry Rice. I mean, is Tom Brady going? Am I going to see Tom Brady out here at some point? Like that,
Bro, if you see Brady, I will fly out there that day and you will have to hold him hostage. Like it's like I'm gonna have to shake his hand and fight him at the same time.
so that's the short form because I could go into more detail, but I want to leave some stuff out. But yeah, man, I'm still flying on cloud nine. I literally got home at like 3:30 with some Gatorades for me and the wife, and then just opened a beer because it's like I got to start drinking now, or I won't go to sleep because it's like that just happened.
I like it,
Remember,
man. I love it.
hey, before you go, remember the end of the episode on New Girl, the Prince episode.
Yeah,
Remember when they all were done and they were like, "That just happened."
that just happened.
Did we meet Prince? Did Jess sing on stage? Did we dance with Prince?
Oh, that was a damn good episode. Damn good episode.
And that's literally how I felt, man. So tell me about how you handled meeting a
So
goat.
so my one goat story is short, and I'm gonna tie it to my second one, and it's how I've gotten to my second one. So Walt and I are polar different. Like we're just North Pole, South Pole. Like we get along well, but like we're North Pole and South Pole. Like that's just how it is, and it's not a bad thing. But like here's why. Big shout out. Still, it's still nothing but love with Screwball. Here's the difference. So when I was 20 years, when I transferred to the University of Alabama, made a decision. I flew home because my cousin Nikki was like, "Yo, we going to Orlando. We're gonna go celebrate. We're going to First Fridays. First Fridays is this real big event in Florida where like everybody comes out. It's a real big deal. Like all the NFL guys, like it's a big deal. So going to First Fridays, and like I got on for a illegal college student getting illegal goods from places for free. I got on a really nice suit. All right. My cousin Nikki dressed up. It's another young lady with us whose name I'm not going to mention because this is around the time she met her husband, and I don't really know if like the timeline really add up. I'll let her whatever.
And if they're fans of the show, let's not lose two of the
Right, right,
few
right. I don't.
subscribers we have.
Right, and like her husband's in the middle. I'm not. Yeah. Anyway, oh, so we go out, and I get somehow, some way they thought I was somebody else. I get a bottle of champagne and bottles of this, that, and the third, or whatever. We chilling, having a good time. So I'm walking around this big place, drinking this bottle of champagne, signing autographs, because they just swear I'm somebody I'm not. Which, mind you, this is now 20 or 21-year-old CT at that time. So like I'm jacked up. Like this is less than 15% body fat. Like this is cardio, like benching, deadlift, squat every other day.
Which is saying everything right now, by the way. That's how much of a man child you were. Like
So
seriously.
yeah, it's ridiculous. So suit on, couple buttons undone, got the big stupid Florida gold chain on. Anyway, and I bump into this dude. Oh, my fault, my fault, boss. You all right? So yeah, man, I'm good. I'm good. Oh shit. And I said, like, oh shit, bitch, you Warren Sapp.
Oh,
He was like, yeah, cause I am. Oh, you sound just like me. Because now I'm realizing, oh, we're from the same area. We're from the same state. You got
is
the
it? I
same
didn't know
medal.
it. Is North Central Florida? I didn't know that.
He is Central Florida, like
Okay.
Belglade area. Like it's
Okay.
like, okay. So we get to talking back and forth or whatever. And like I was like, yeah, man, the Florida State thing ain't work out. And he started laughing, like, yeah, I'm glad it didn't. I'm sorry, mother. And like just we kicking it. And like it's like instant. And talking, and a young lady who's with us come up and she tried to talk to him because at that time she was into chasing money or whatever. And blah, blah, blah. And he was like, nah, sweetheart, I'm cool, whatever, whatever. And she said, F you, fat boy, I ain't want to talk to you no way. I'll get to that in a second. So he started laughing. So I was like, yeah, man, I'm going to Alabama, blah, blah, blah. This, that, and oh, yeah, man, that's going to be cool, man. They get money up there and blah. Like, oh, so you know. So we chit chatting for about another good 20,
Hey,
25
hey,
minutes.
hold up. You know, you look like you right there. Remember when Chris Tucker was trying to get to the boat in Rush Hour 2? And then Chris Tucker handed the taxi driver, here, you understand that? And he was like, now you are speaking my language.
Now
And
you're
then Chris Tucker
speaking
was
my
like, now
language.
get the hell on then. Which is
So,
one of the best black moments in movie cinema. Keep going.
oh, by far, by far. So chit chat with him back and forth, whatever. He gave me some really good advice and everything was cool. And then like I walk off for a second and I go see the girl and my cousin I'm with. And like my cousin, Nikki, big time football fan. And she's like, was you talking to Warren Sapp? She's like, yeah. So me and her fangirling out real quick. And the girl's like, well, who is Warren Sapp?
Yeah.
My cousin just running out accolades like he's this, he's that, blah, 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 going on and on and on.
Especially
So I
by
said,
that
girl,
point. By that point,
and,
when you met him, he was.
and this is right before that Dungy Super Bowl. Well, Chucky Super Bowl.
Yeah.
So he had just re-upped that contract and everything.
That he
So
earned.
she heard, yeah, she heard that. Now she sprints back over. Hey, Chris, I need you to introduce me, like blah, blah, blah. Like, I ain't really cool with Warren Sapp like that, but I mean, whatever. Why not? So I grab my bottle. We go back over. I was like, hey, it mean a lot to me if I can have a drink with Warren Sapp, whatever, whatever.
Yeah. Yeah.
So what he said was, like, listen, man, I'm loyal to the soil. You're a Florida boy. I'm a Florida boy. I said, don't ever get to the point where you, how do you say it? Like, you afraid to meet somebody. Like, dude, you're a football player and I'm a football player. It is what it is. Like, regardless. And he said, and this kind of dates him a little bit, but he was like, I don't give a damn if I met Deacon Jones. Like, I'm gonna come up and speak to him and I'm gonna talk to him.
Yeah. Yeah.
Fast forward, gave her the alley oop and her and Warren Sapp disappeared. So yeah.
Hey, shout out Warren Sapp, and shout out who's
Yeah.
that? Your
Oh,
cousin?
big shout out to Warren Sapp. Like, one of my
Shout
cousins
out
is just
Warren
the
Sapp,
girl
man.
who came with us.
Okay,
Which
shout out Warren Sapp, man.
which I learned from that night to go to this. Fast forward past my shenanigans and the IFL and NFL and all that. And SEC. Fast forward past all that and the shit I learned from Warren Sapp that night. So, for instance, in January, the flag football tournament. We're in Vegas. So, some downtime. Shit, man, let's go play golf. So, me, Wells, Andy, and I forgot who the other cat was, another one of the college teammates. Like, well, let's go to, you know the name of the golf course too. I know you do.
Which one is it?
Oh my God.
It's a right by the strip.
No, it's a minute away.
Oh, were you at Red Rock?
You'll
Arroyo?
know
You're in
you'll know it
Arroyo.
once.
It was
Yeah, you'll know it
Arroyo.
once I tell the story.
Yeah,
So,
I saw the picture, but this is a good story. Tell the story.
right. So we get out the car, whatever, and like I'm because we're at the actual golf course and we're not in the Billings, Montana golf course, like I'm dressed appropriately. So slacks, I got my 3-button on, gloves ready. Like I'm gonna rent a pair of clubs because in bigger cities, like you can essentially Uber clubs, which is the greatest thing in the world.
Oh yeah.
So I got my clubs there waiting on me. So going out, and this is one of those clubs where we're like, all right, well, if you buy an 18, we'll let you warm up for free. Cool. So I'm warming up. So, well, man, I'm feeling a little stiff. Let me go get some liquid stretching in.
Yeah, that always helps.
Yeah. So the caddy was like, hey,
Not even
I
being
don't know if you're
sarcastic,
interested.
America. Just get liquid.
No,
Just get a liquid stretch.
just a little liquid stretch. So I was like, all right, well, I talked to the little caddy guy. I was like, yo, I'm gonna leave my stuff right here. He's like, I don't know if you're interested, man, but like OJ Simpson's inside. The juice?
The juice.
He was like, yeah, he has a house right here on the property.
Hey, hold up. Yeah, that's definitely a royal. That's how I know it's a royal. And I do you one better. You know what I love? Listen, man, like I love everybody, but there's certain things about all races, nationalities, whatever that I love. You know what I love about black people? If you say OJ Simpson, we immediately go, the juice?
The juice?
Like that's just a reflex. I don't care who it is. Like you're gonna be like, hey yo, oh yeah, OJ's here. Oh
The
yeah,
juice?
the juice.
So, like he says it, and I'm like, the juice is here. She's like, yeah, he has a house, blah, blah, blah. All right, dude, me and you are done talking. The juice is inside. So I tell my guys I'm with, I'm like, yo, the juice is inside. Let's go meet him. He's like, nah, I don't want to bother him. I don't want to bother him. We're not going to bother him. Because we're going to talk to the juice.
Yeah, I'm gonna talk
He's
to
a,
him.
like, he's a Buffalo Bill. I was a Buffalo Bill for about 36 to 37 minutes.
That's all that
We
matters.
got that in common. So go inside. I don't see him. It's like, all right, well, let me go in here and do what I came to do in the first place. So I go up there. Hey, let me get 3 double Casamigos and orange juice, and let me get 2 shots and then let me get 2 shots of Crown Royal. It's like, oh, that for both of you? No, that's
Yeah,
that's mine.
and then like 4 beers for those jabronis out there. This
And
is
so
all.
yeah, and then
Wow.
and then they want some White Claws or whatever, so get them some White Claws. It's all right, cool. Then I turn to my left while I'm waiting on my drink. Oh, bitch, it's the juice. Like juice sitting at the table. All right. Let me get my shit. Let me get one of my drinks. I grab one of them. I go like, hey, excuse me. I don't mean to bother you, man. I'm a big fan. I played for the Bills for a small amount of time. I said, I would just love to have a conversation with you, pick your brain a little bit, maybe even get a picture. If that's all right with you. If not, I would love to have a drink with you. So I can do you one better. I'll buy you a drink. We could take a picture and let's have a conversation. Like, what time do you tee off? Like, well, I tee off in about 15 minutes. We don't worry about that. We'll figure out a way around that. Got my tea time moved back a little bit. I'm sitting there talking to the juice, mind you.
This is amazing. I've never got America. I'm just getting the picture I've known about, and I sent him.
Yeah.
I said, only you would have a picture with the juice.
And
So
see, that's
this
the
is
thing. Like
great.
everybody
This is an exclusive. This is an exclusive. Keep going.
everybody talks this shit. Everybody talks this shit about, oh man, if I seen OJ, blah, 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 this, that, and the third. First of all, OJ will fuck you up. Don't get it twisted. Like,
that's a big
don't
dude,
get it
man.
with
OJ's a
like
big OJ, like he's like 6'3". He's a big dude. Like they don't know how
I'm
big
looking,
OJ Simpson was, bro. Like he's a
bro.
big dude.
I'm looking OJ eye to eye. And I'm a legit 6'3", like barefoot. Like, so I'm looking him eye to eye. And it's not like the OJ you seen on trial. This ain't the OJ you seen in them goddamn Naked Gun movies. If OJ, like you're not about to run up on OJ like that. Like he's a legit dude.
Hey, that's Naked Gun and Naked Gun 33 the third OJ because he's been free for the last 10 years. He probably got his body back in shape. Shout out
Exactly.
OJ.
Like so, like he's in decent shape because he got like a little Nike, like the same deal.
Charlie's over
But
here crossing
what?
off shit like, did he just say shout out OJ? What is happening? Like what is, she was over there, she was doing workouts and doing Pilates and yoga over there. And she was like, are they talking about OJ Simpson right now? What is happening in my house? As my daughter's going, nah. All right, keep going. Keep talking about the juice. Keep talking about the juice.
So OJ got me another drink. I'm sitting there drinking with him. I'm telling him about like when I was with the Bills or whatever, and like where I lived at when I was there. He was, oh man, and when I was there, I had a little apartment right by the complex. That way I didn't. And like the jokes he was making were like the jokes you were like, all right, do I laugh at this? Like I get it, but like, are we cool? Because what he said was, I had an apartment right by the complex to make sure, hey, I don't run into any loose women or make sure I don't get in trouble doing something I ain't got no business doing. Juice is am I supposed to laugh? But like everybody around him kind of laughed. So I'm like, all right, it was a funny joke, so I laughed.
Yeah,
All right,
way to ruin like
hey, keep here, Juice.
I might, hey,
So
listen, hey, real talk. I shouldn't even be saying this shit while we're recording, but this part of the playback, I might go right to this segment about the OJ. Like, let me hear Chris tell the OJ Simpson story. I'm over as soon as this shit is done, and I send over to you.
hey,
I'm like,
so
hey, once again, shout out to OJ Simpson. I'm gonna say that
shout out
all
to
the
the
time.
Juice,
Shout out
man.
to the Juice, man.
So we sitting there drinking, and it's come to my realization, like, yo, I'm sitting at a table with Chris Wells, of course, because he's with us.
Shout out Chris Wells.
OJ Simpson, OJ the Juice Simpson, Orenthal Simpson. That's who I'm sitting at the table with.
Orenthal James Simpson, man.
Like, and I'm sitting with his son-in-law, his grandchild, and then like three of his business partners.
Mm-hmm.
And like we're all sitting around like we're friends having a casual conversation, which this is where I was saying like you and I are polar opposites because one, you could talk to any and everybody. Let's get that shit understood. Like you are a chameleon, like your vernacular can go with anybody in every conversation. My tone and my size and my country ass demeanor often comes off as being angry sometimes, which I don't mean for, but at the same time, it is what it is. But the fact that I got a chance to sit there and like talk shit with the Juice, and like he was like, "Oh man, I'll make sure y'all tea time is like y'all can go play right now." But let's get like he reminded me, "Hey, let's get this picture in." So we stand up for the picture, whatever, and like as loud as he could, he's like, "Hey man, I'm just glad to see some more black people in here besides me, so that way I don't get looked at funny." Ha 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 ha. Juice, that shit's funny. I'm going to laugh without even looking around for confirmation because granted, he was at a table full of white people. and but like me and Wells and him like sitting in the picture, like, yeah, black people, we play golf now. So it was like the coolest shit in the world to talk to the Juice because for most of us growing up, like the Juice was like the third all-time leading rusher for when we were growing up.
Well, yeah, when I
because
was
he'd already been passed.
Let's use our years. You're 83, 84, because Walter broke the record in 84.
Right.
And
I
Jim
thought
Brown.
Jim broke it before.
No, he broke Jim Brown had the record all the way till Walter broke it.
That's right.
So OJ
so
was
he
like
was
third or fourth because it was like Peyton, Tony Dorsett, and OJ. Because OJ got to like 11,000 plus.
Yep.
And shout out Dave Chappelle because he reminded everybody that OJ Simpson ran for 11,000 yards.
That murderer ran for 11,000 yards. So,
ma'am.
So that's what I'm saying. Like, I'm sitting here with a dude like who legitimately had the rushing crown. I'm sitting here with a guy who, for good or for bad, ultimately started reality TV. I mean, if it wasn't for him,
I'm just gonna let you have that. I'm just gonna whistle because you basically.
I won't go too deep down this rabbit hole, but
no, just say what you get again. I'm gonna whistle again. Say what you said again. I'm gonna whistle again.
If it wasn't for the Juice, reality TV, as you know it, would not exist.
That's good. That's a good. Hey, if we needed a 10-second segue to sell what we may or may not talk about, we went from me talking about like the GOAT to OJ Simpson story. I don't know how much better this podcast can be. And I also want to shout out my new favorite podcast that you probably listened to. And I want to shout out my brother who is a fan of yours, Chris Cassidy, because he turned me and my wife onto it. That has been going on since we started ours. But the Smart List podcast with Will Arnett and Sean Hayes and Jason Bateman, like they are hilarious. And it let me know, like, I don't know why we were trying to tone down our cursing. I'm going to keep cursing. Yeah. Those guys get mad at each other every 10 minutes in a good way. Like, did you just ask that question? Did you just ask Kamala Harris that question? Jesus Christ. You know, they're all, oh, what the fuck, baby? You know, I love it. So I want to shout them out as well, too. So I think this is where we're going to get to our last few minutes, and we're going to go ahead and get to some give me a minutes and get the fuck out of here.
Yeah, man.
So we tell you these stories and why you have to listen. This is the part you listen to, America. And Chris, I want to banter you with you this because honestly, you did it a different way with OJ because I honestly, because here's the thing about OJ Simpson to me. OJ Simpson is bigger than like everything. Like he changed things socially.
Yeah.
So I think you have to come to a guy like that. And here's the beauty of it is, you know where you did that at? He wasn't
in the
out
clubhouse.
He wasn't he was at the clubhouse. And that's where you're supposed to do the shit. And that's why I think you told that story. Like if I'm talking to Jerry Rice does not want to hear about, because here's the beauty of it is, man. Yeah, we all have egos and we love it. And like athletes really like I think they're just being around Jerry Rice, like I get it, because does he have the GOAT on his shit? Yes. Because he's been given that title by everybody.
It's known.
Him and Randy going back and forth is friendly. That's not like a you ain't shit, Randy. That's like Randy's a contemporary. No. And I love Randy. Like that's what that is. We did a show about it. And I, you know what I'm saying? But Jerry is the GOAT. Like he was voted the greatest football player of all time by everybody. I ain't nobody. But I definitely ain't and I definitely am not somebody either. You know what I'm saying? So my opinions are my opinions about the position, but that ain't the time and place to talk to the GOAT. Me and the GOAT can have a conversation about that shit if we become friends. We're not going to, but if we want to talk about the position, I'll talk to the position all day. He's the guy that made me want to be that guy. And Randy was the guy that was built for me because I was a stick like Randy.
And dude, let me add on to your point. Where unless you're friends, and even then, like it has to be a particular type of golf game going on. But unless you're friends, when it comes to golf etiquette, shut the fuck up in my backswing.
Yeah.
Like if we're friends, if we're friends at the par 3, you and I, oh, I'm gonna talk shit to you in your backswing. It's the par 3. I don't care. You don't care. We're probably halfway drunk already.
Oh yeah.
But if we're at Eagle Rock or in Vegas or in California, Palo Alto, like if we're somewhere like that, shut up. Like we're regardless of the situation.
Yeah.
If we're at a real place playing golf, you need to shut up in my backswing.
I feel you. And speaking of this, when you're gonna meet some of your GOATs, there's nothing better than being underdressed. It disarms them. Hey, you tell somebody you shanking and they've been your hero like all your life and they see you like, I mean, I would really get up, but I have on like some fucking, these are like Docker shorts from Walmart with a drawstring on them. And I got some half, and I'm gonna shout out Travis Brown because Travis Brown's gonna turn me on to this. And I started wearing them when we came back played together for the 1 year until I dislocated my fibula when I was on pace to lead the league in touchdowns when I was 32. Anyway, that's a different story. Yeah, well,
whole different story.
I'm not gonna do the whole Lames ain't get nominated shit. Don't worry about that. We're not doing that. I'm done with that. That chapter's closed. But I got on like the halfsies from the Target ladies area. I got on hosiery. You know, that's my tights I be wearing. I said that to Kelly. What did I say to you, babe? What were my words? I got on the Target what?
Hosiery.
Yeah, I have on Target hosiery. I have black hosiery on, but I don't have it's the mini strap because you can't get the big strap hosiery. And it works like tights. Hey, I'm glad. Hey, Spotify is still working. This can be out there. Let me give you the biggest hack, guys, in getting tights. Go buy you some black ladies. It's not even like it's not pantyhose, but it's like the lady tights. But you want the small
Why are you
strip.
still describing this? Why are you still describing this?
Hey man, listen. If I'm
this
going to
is
help
not
them,
a hack.
if we're going to help them talk to celebrities, might as well help them with not having to buy $60 tights from Nike. Are you kidding me? You know how expensive it is?
I don't think that
to keep your body warm, whether it's Nike, Adidas, Puma, what are some of the other ones? I don't know. Who else has
Under
got
Armour?
Tights? Under Armour? Come on now.
Listen, I just don't think the halvesy tights are helping in the conversation.
Hey, Tom Holland wore them, and he's Spider-Man. So I mean, how do you feel about that?
Checkmate.
Got you. Doesn't happen too often in America, but I got it. Here's the other thing about celebrities, man. And Chris, and this is why he did it. I mean, the OJ thing, OJ is a celebrity in a different category.
Yeah.
Like OJ's in his own category. But I would tell you this, if you ever meet your own celebrities, you know what they don't want to do immediately when you talk to them? Don't ask them to take a picture.
No.
They don't want to do that because 90% of them have been photographed their entire lives. You know what they do love is a conversation that maybe if you're in the same area, they have a love for. Like if you're at Martha's Vineyard, and I don't know, you happen to see Jennifer Aniston there, and she's over there looking at bottles of wine randomly, and you're like, oh my God, it's Jennifer Aniston. You know what? Ask her what her favorite style of wine is.
And then recommend something.
And maybe you've got something there because it's like, this is something I know. There's a reason I'm at Martha's Vineyard. I love vineyards because they produce wine. Talk to them about that. They appreciate not being treated like what they are. They love to be treated like a human being. So I want to thank Jerry Rice. He doesn't know it, but he's going to get tagged in this.
Oh, yeah.
And it's a thank you to him because, I mean, he made me feel more special than I could ever feel because he just talked to me because I just was talking to him like a human being, pissed off about his golf swing. So I'm thankful to that. And it's the same experience I've had with Mark Cuban. I'm going to name all the people I've met, and all of them will be like, I don't remember this black motherfucker ever. But this is the truth. America, Jerry Rice is like the experience. Not only is he like the GOAT voted, but it was a GOAT experience. I had an hour talking golf with Jerry Rice and talking about things. But Michael Jordan was the same way when I met him. He was kind. Kevin Hart was kind when I met him years ago. Mark Cuban, very kind. Common, very kind. Like, I'm just saying, I've met these people. Half the Real World cast from 2007, kind. Broke up a couple fights that night. And this is how they want to be treated. Shout out Richard Dent. Shout out Rashard Lewis. I got into the club that night. I mean, that's what they want. They just want to be like, hey, Hufanga from the Niners signed my best friend's, my wife's, actually, she's one of my best friends too. I love Caleb. Signed my best friend's hat because we just, hey, 2-9, you want to sign a hat real quick? Yeah, sure, man. That's cool. We were at a softball game. So celebrities, man, if you just treat them like don't treat them like objects. Treat them like, man, this is the best friend I always felt like I should meet. And Jerry Rice, it was a motherfucking pleasure. And let me tell you something about Jerry Rice, too. Then we get to give me a minute. Real talk, we went to the first game last year because of my wife, we not only have Niners paraphernalia, as you can see here, America, because y'all know it's about to be real sad. I'm so glad we don't even have to talk about football yet. I don't even know what I'm gonna do. Like, I have to actually watch college football, and like I don't know what that. Okay, Chris touched on that, but I'm gonna tell you about Jerry Rice, which let me know how much I love Jerry Rice. And And the wife's looking at me. You could probably hear Zora in the background. She's over here eating up. What's she eating, babe?
Sweet potato.
Let me see my black baby.
She almost finished them.
Ooh, my baby over here eating the sweet potatoes. All right, turn back
Getting
on.
them
Daddy's,
complex carbs.
well, that's my girl. Oh, yeah, she loves sweet potatoes. All right.
Get them complex carbs in. I got you.
So Jerry Rice, and babe, you can correct me because we were at pretty much every game until Zora was born. Well, Jerry Rice was at the Seahawks game, right? Like the first game of the year?
He was at all of them, but when he spoke on the speaker, that was.
So Jerry Rice did the horn they had there, Chris. And Jerry Rice, like, was one of the most clean-cut guys in the stadium. Pulled that horn. He said, "Let's go, Niners."
He said,
Let's fucking go, Niners. Beat the fucking sea chicken. We were being Cali, we're like, and it grew into like a big old, like the Grinch smile, you know what I'm saying? Or that Jack Nicholson Joker smile. So I just want to shout out Jerry Rice, man, for one of the greatest experiences. Like I said, short of marrying my wife, my kid being born, and meeting Michael Jordan 2 times. Like that dude, it's a Mount Rushmore moment for me, like in experiences. You know what I mean? And I just need a bigger I just need a bunch of Mount Rushmore. So I've done some dope ass shit. Even with this guy, we've done some dope ass shit. But America, it's simple, man. If you treat a celebrity like they're a long lost cousin and just talk to them
You'll
about
get more out
shit,
of it. Yeah.
You get way more than just trying to get a picture and prove to the world. Because I could see Jerry Rice again, and the back. Also, the best part about it is that this black face is recognizable.
Zora agreed.
It's my girl, little crazy half and half. Look at her. She wild, bro. I'm in trouble.
I get it, bro.
Man.
Yeah.
All right, so how do you want to do this? Give me a minute, man, because I mean, I had a couple things happen in between us getting to this, man. Like, did you have something prepped while we were getting ready to just do this impromptu hour that we just did, man? What are you thinking, man?
Yeah, man, I got something on my mind, but if you want to go first, by all means.
No, I really want to see it because I was going to go somewhere, and I don't want to go there unless, I was going dark. I was gonna go dark.
Mine ain't terribly dark, but I'll go ahead. So America, if you don't mind taking a sip for me, sir.
Oh man, for once I got plenty.
There we go. As Walt takes a sip for me. I don't drink until the weekends now. So not because no shit happened, it's just
so right.
I'm busy as fuck 96% of the time.
Hey, that's that. That's it. Okay, I don't know what I said, but
so as he takes another sip for you, boy, America, give me a minute. America, this ain't even the Alabama brag, but enjoy football, college football this next year, this 2023-24 season. Because once 2024, 2025 hits, college football, as you know, will be unrecognizable. You got the Big 12 is going to be decimated because the pillars are going to the SEC. The SEC will no longer look the way it has looked since 1992. It won't look like that anymore because when you're adding Texas and Oklahoma, there's no more East and West. Now there's SEC pods. But they're trying to keep the natural rivalries that kind of go, but at the same time.
4 or 5 teams in a pod.
4 teams in a pod. Yeah.
That's actually pretty good. You know what that's like, Chris? It's almost like bringing like world football into college football. It's like the World Cup. It's like the World Cup of college football. Holy shit! Did I just
and yeah, it's changing, dude. Like it's changing. So the SEC won't be the SEC the way you expect it to be. Whether you love us or you hate us, It's going to be different. That could be a great thing. It could be terrible. The ACC, count your fucking days, because Notre Dame is looking at leaving the conference next year. Their contract's up. They only did like a 2 or 3 year deal with that. And they don't want to stay in the ACC. So they might finally join the Big Ten. They might go back to just being independent. The Big Ten is bringing the two pillars of the damn Pac-12, which geographically, this shit makes absolutely no fucking sense. But at the same time, it might give Walt a chance to watch UCLA or USC versus Northwestern. I'm not trying to bag. I'm just saying you might get a chance to watch Northwestern play in person. I'm not even trying to bag them. All right.
Hey, wait,
so
hold
that's
up.
happening.
Keep that thought. Doesn't it feel so bad? You're just like, man, I can't even bag on this college. Like last year was easy, but like this year, you're just like, man, I just feel bad for him. I
do, because like Northwestern has a bunch of terrible shit going on right now.
Don't you just really? Yeah, don't you football feel bad for me in general? Like I'm going to be the most really straight up analyst. Like all these podcasts that are going to start, like he's going to actually have to watch the game because he's going to have to be so straight up and tell me the truth about my shit. It's going to be fun. And then you're going to be like, you're a hater. And I'm like, well, maybe. Keep going. I'm sorry.
Just a tad bit. So the Pac-12 is being decimated as well because the two pillars of that conference are leaving, going to the Big Ten, and then they're thinking about picking up like a San Diego State and this, that, and the third. So enjoy college football the way it is, because it will, who knows, because the college football playoffs are expanding, but who knows whether this will be an epic success or a tremendous failure. Only time will tell. But I say all that to say this, and I steal this quote from the great one himself, Mr. Saturday Night Live. We're all waiting on August 1st, though. Because the 30 for 30 that everybody who's ever played college football, the 30 for 30 for anybody who's ever booed Tim Tebow, the 30 for 30 for anybody who watched the Aaron Hernandez trial, the 30 for 30 for anybody who ever criticized or praised Urban Meyer. The Florida Gators 30 for 30 is coming to Netflix on August 1st. I'm going to keep it 100 with you. I didn't realize this shit until somebody brought it up as an asshole, but I could possibly be on this fucking thing, getting my ass thrown. Exactly.
Didn't even think about that.
I didn't think about this shit either, but when I sent you the message, I sent it to Marcus. And Marcus was like, hey, dude, wouldn't it be funny if you trying to tackle Tim Tebow and it shows him throwing your ass to the ground? And I didn't think about it. I was like, fuck, that could be.
I forgot that was your senior year. Oh my God. And that's when it all kicked off. Oh man. Listen, that Matt Jones highlight was bad enough that I saw courtesy of Dre. So man.
But with all that being said, America, enjoy college football for what it is. We're all waiting on August 1st, but hey, that's been my minute.
That was pretty good, man. I ain't gonna lie to you. That was pretty good, and I kind of liked it. So I thought that I wasn't going to do this topic, but I have to do it, and I'm pretty sure you knew it was going to happen, but I have to do it, man, because I didn't see it. It's amazing when you update your computer. So I'm going to do it, and I'm not going to spend too much time on it because this has been such a positive show, but I think it kind of fits into the reality. So, America, as my daughter just finished up her sweet potatoes, and now she's moving towards hopefully maybe carrots and peas and I don't know what she got over there, babe. What's that she eat? Prunes? She does like prunes, but she also shits everywhere. But here we go.
Oh,
take my sip. Yeah, but she does like them. Or she's looking the way she's looking at this screwball. I almost want to turn this. I almost want to turn it around, but my wife would be in the shot. I ain't gonna do that. So, America, I'm taking my sip. Give me a minute. Chris Turner, can I read like a uh, newspaper headline online that I've seen here? Can I read this to you?
Please do.
This might be one of the shortest give me a minutes that I've ever had of all time. I'm going to read this to you. You ready? New Florida standards teach students that some Black people benefited from slavery because it taught useful skills. This is in the U.S. News. So
I read that.
I'm not going to say much about it because I think reading it that loud and that slow, it's an embarrassment to the state of Florida, a state that's done so much for so many people. And this is where we are. This is how we're going to win the presidency. Slavery taught skills. Word.
Life skills.
That's what we're going to do. And I'm going to rally the troops in Florida. The fact that this is happening, and the only reason why I know it's happening was because I refreshed my computer today. I'm disappointed. All I got to say. What you going to do, Florida? Chris Turner's in Montana. He ain't there. What are you going to do?
Allow me to chime in.
What are you going to do? I am in shock. Listen, this is as bad as Charlottesville 2017. This is incredible.
Allow me to chime in because
this could be an interactive. Give me a minute. I couldn't believe I saw it. I saw this 20 minutes before we got on this. What the fuck is going on? I'm cursing in front of my 6-month-old daughter. Go for it.
So the state of Florida, Governor Ron DeSantis, on a measure of being, what was you saying? To not shed a negative light on our ancestors, to have an equal footing and positive thinking about where we came from, has set that standard of slavery wasn't that bad. And the fact that there was that's just the last thing. That's just the thing that you just refreshed your computer and heard of. Also, he took away specialized African-American studies in college in the state of Florida.
Well, that's happened everywhere. So that's just...
So there's that. He's also taking away African-American studies, or Black History Month is now done. And it's not like it got integrated into like the rest of like history.
You don't have Black History Month in Florida anymore?
No, you have the month, but you know how, and it may not be the same way in Illinois, but in the state of Florida, Black History Month, like they just dedicated that entire month when you were in school, and like that entire month, that's all you learned about in history class was essentially Black history things. Now, mind you, their Black history things was like Martin Luther King, Malcolm X, Rosa Parks, Jackie Robinson. Roughly, that was just about it. But now that's done. So slowly but surely, our history, our past, and subsequently our future is being whitewashed.
In the blackest state, one of the blackest states of them all.
One of the matter of fact, I'm not even gonna say I'm not even gonna disrespect it like that. One of the brownest multicultural states
there is
outside of Texas and California. There's nobody who has more culture than us. And the fact that we are being whitewashed completely, that shit's a fucking shame.
I like that. So I'm gonna get back to my give me a minute, and it's not a bad thing. It's just kind of a call to
Sorry about that.
arms. No, no, you're good. You had to interject. I'm not from Florida. I don't know how that feels because there's no chance in Chicago. You can't do it. The surrounding areas of Chicago, which is the entire Illinois. Yeah, sure. Happens.
Eh.
When you look on voting day, you'll see. Everybody sees it. How in the fuck? Because I'm not a political guy, but it's like, how is Illinois a red state? How is it not a red state? And that's also the problem with people. And it's like, well, duh, dummy. 25 million people in Illinois and 15 million live in Chicago. That's math. Yep. Oh, wait. We know how to do. All I'm saying is Florida was an option. It was an option if we ever left California. Hey, Florida, I don't mean shit, but I can tell you this. My biracial dollar ain't coming there. Are you kidding me? Who are you trying to wreck, Ron DeSantis? I don't get this. I understand some of the shit. Like, that's all well and good. The COVID stuff, whatever. Run with that. You're getting behind this and you think this is going to help you win the presidency? The fact that I have to give Donald Trump some type of credit is some bullshit right now. So I'm going to say this to everybody that's black in Florida. And everybody that's got Florida roots and everything, show them who we are. Just show them who we are, man, because that's some bullshit that he's going to try to use executive power. And then I saw that Donald Trump, that's his game. I'm going to erase executive power. These motherfuckers are playing games to win the presidency, bro. Like, they don't give a shit about nothing else.
At all.
You know what? Who they are, Chris? They're the motherfuckers that come up to Jerry Rice while he's trying to work on his fucking wedge game and ask him for a fucking autograph. That's literally what's happening right now in Florida. This is fucking crazy. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to do this shit right now. And hopefully, because of my passion and da-da-da, it's going to be, are you fucking kidding me?
Yeah.
Slavery taught skills. Bitch, Africa was the most cult. Okay, you know what? That's not what I wanted to do.
Yep, I see where you're going.
And I've been drinking Screwball too. See, this is what happens. You drink Screwball. I knew it. I thought I was going to be able to do some cute shit, but no, I have a responsibility. And I'm glad you didn't do it and I got to do it. Because normally you take more. I'm taking responsibility. Like, I can't wait to see. I'm just seeing this, and I know I'm late. This shit has been going on for months. Man, show them who you are, Florida. And I'm not just talking about our people, Chris. My wife heard that, and she said, you got to be fucking kidding me. And she said, well, so much for your Florida dreams. I said, yeah, they gone. My wife said Florida's out.
I don't blame her.
Might have lost the greatest coach in Tampa history right there. I'm serious.
I listen. I don't blame you.
So normally it's an easy way, but give me a minute. Let's get back to some happy shit to finish this shit, man. I can't believe this is the first time I've had Screwball in a minute, man.
It's been a while, dude. Like I have like 2 bottles left, which Dallas Leslie, I still owe you one. I'm going to find you, Chris, and give you a bottle.
This shit is still delicious on ice.
It is.
I can't stand that. They will not be our sponsor. We plugged them. They liked everything, and they got rich.
Everything.
And I'm over here. My wife, thank God for my wife. She's figured out some way for us to somehow babysit this fucking kid. I'm telling you right now, I have done more $1 million ideas with you in the last 3 years. And because our names aren't Arnett, Bateman, and Hayes, I'm broke as fuck living up here, man. This is bullshit. And I love those 3 guys. I ain't mad at them guys. Them guys, I love them motherfuckers, man. But for fuck's sakes, you made Screwball a thing in Jacksonville. You did that.
Yeah,
And they didn't get
that's
a
a
penny
fact,
for
buddy.
that shit. They didn't get a penny for that. Once them likes got out of control, they were like, yeah, fuck them black dudes on that crazy ass podcast.
Oh,
Didn't realize
Hey,
that
man.
I didn't realize Hayes, Arnett, and Bateman were cursing as much as us. God
Oh,
damn.
yeah.
I love those guys, man. Like, new goal. We get on smart list in like 2 years.
I'm down. I'm definitely down.
But no, man, let's
So,
get up out of
man,
here, man. This is way too much
special
time.
shout out to 9 Round Fitness, Knockout Smoothie, Knockout Fitness. Shout out to Rebel Coffee. Shout out to Screwball, Root Out Whiskey. Shout out to Chic Workwear. Chic Workwear ain't going to no goddamn Florida. Shout out.
Yes.
Shout out to the greatest podcast known to man.
Wait. Can I do a Chic Workwear one?
Please do. Oh God.
Chic Workwear. These boots weren't made for swamping. Yes.
That fucking was great.
Yes. That's like my first one in 2 years
great.
I've done. You've done all of them for like the last 2 years. But I had to do one. Hey, I was like, oh, it came in. Let me see if he loves it. Then we in there.
That was fucking great.
Callie smiled. She didn't like yours. Like, you got some of the all-time greats. We're gonna go back through all these videos. When she relaunches the workwear part of this shit, like she's gonna have so many slogans to choose from. But yeah, but no. Listen, like real talk, America, shout out to everybody that loves us. We're gonna both get better about that. Luckily, the child is sleeping through night. It helps for us because Chris has been waiting for me. So thank you for indulging goat stories, man. Listen, real talk. It's gonna take you a minute to get to the advice, but all else fails. I guess we're on social media, so you can just reach back to us. But if you ever need advice when you meet a celebrity, Chris and I, and shit, you know what? My wife, okay, let me slide this in here. This is a true story. This is before I met her. But my wife turned down Snoop Dogg videos back in the day.
That's facts.
That laugh in the background was classic.
Yeah, and you heard the fact you heard that's facts. So I'm just saying, like, we know how to interact with this. Like, this came from an organic place because Jerry Rice did not have to come up to me and talk to me after I made a joke about how terrible I am at golf. And I am trash right now. Like, it's embarrassing. But man, no, this is some real shit. And I love that Chris has already made the call. And I'm pretty sure everybody in Florida, that's what I love about it. When I said that, Chris is like, oh, we've been talking about this for months, bro. So the fact that I'm seeing it now out here on the West Coast, like, we can have fun and chill, man. But this is what's good, America. And that shit is not good
at all.
And the fact that shit's standing, that's a problem, America. It's a fucking problem. You can run on a bunch of platforms and ain't got shit to do with that. Leave that shit alone. And anybody that wants to go ahead and try to defend that shit, as my wife has learned how to say, miss us with that bullshit. Try to defend that. I just can't wait for Candace Owens and Kanye West to jump on that shit. That's going to be fun.
Oh, my God.
On that note, go ahead and sign us off, Chris.
On that note, the same way I'm going to end this show is the same way we've been ending it since day one. And that's by asking Walt a simple question. And that question is,
what's good, America?
What's good, America?